Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap, your nightly news podcast on all the news that I come across throughout the day, giving you my take as somebody who aspires to be a politician in the near future. Hopefully, are you guys doing wonderful? Hopefully, are you guys doing well? I'm doing wonderful. The Browns won today. We beat the Dolphins, repping the Jerry Jeudy jersey. It's a great day for me. And a great day to be a football fan, that's for sure. Outside of that, though, hopefully all you guys are doing wonderful. It's definitely been a very interesting day in the news world. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. All the support would be greatly appreciated as we are trying to hit 500 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. I believe we can do it. So if you're new here, please subscribe. All the support would be greatly appreciated. And if you're on Substack as well, please also consider subscribing. All funds go to me. They help me pay for the things that I need to pay for in college, like my groceries, like clothing, like all of that. If you're a paid subscriber, I just released a little review on Minecraft as a video game, on the story and all of that. So if you're interested in that, or if you're interested in being a paid subscriber and checking that out, I would really appreciate it. Check it out. Outside of that, though, hopefully all you guys are doing wonderful. With that being said, let's get into the news from today. Moving on to the Trump administration segment as we do, the first topic we have today is Trump has posted a video of himself dropping poop on Americans. Trump is continuing his use of AI slop in social media posts. This time he did a flyover on a jet that read King Trump on the side as he dropped poop on No King's Day protesters and even popular content creator and people or someone who makes news like videos like me, Harry Sisson. The video displayed Trump wearing a crown along with multiple angles of him dropping poop on American protesters throughout the country. Outside of the AI slop that Trump continues to post, what the fuck are we doing, dude? Why the hell is the president, for one, calling himself king, but also posting videos of him dropping poop on the people that he is supposed to represent as the president? That's not a leader. That is a child who is upset that people don't like him. Trump, at this point, is the furthest thing from the president. Rather than being a unifier, he's an attacker. Rather than following law and order, he breaks it. He should have been impeached months ago. And the fact that he is still in office today is insane. It really is. I mean, he needs to be removed, and so does the rest of his administration. It is standing proof that people like Trump should not be president. Famous rich people should not be president. The president should be somebody who is knowledgeable of politics, for one, but also has a political career already. Not Donald Trump, who decided to come down an elevator and be president. I've said that a lot of times, but I strongly believe that rich and famous people should not be president at all. That is just a recipe for disaster. The president should be a humble person who is already in politics, who has gone through politics already. Trump had no political experience before he was elected president. He was a failed businessman before he was elected president. And then he made it in. And then he broke a bunch of laws. And the only reason he's not in jail right now is because he's president, which is a massive problem. Genuinely. In other news, Trump is threatening to strike Colombia. Trump has threatened to strike Colombia and has also threatened its leader in a post on Truth Social. He had to re-upload said post because he didn't spell Colombia correctly. But as always, he wrote, President Gustavo Petro of Colombia is an illegal drug dealer strongly encouraging the massive production of drugs in the big and small fields all over Colombia. It has become the biggest business in Colombia by far, and Petro does nothing to stop it, despite large-scale payments and subsidies from the USA that are nothing more than a long-term ripoff for America. As of today, these payments and any other form of payment or subsidies will no longer be made to Colombia. The purpose of this drug production is the sale of massive amounts of product into the United States, Holy English, causing death, destruction, and havoc. Petro, a low-rated and very unpopular leader with a fresh mouth towards America, better close up to these killing fields immediately, or the United States will close them up for him. And it won't be done nicely. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Colombia is a top U.S. ally in Latin America, by the way. One of the highest. Some would even argue that Colombia is a closer ally than Mexico. So once again, we're threatening a huge U.S. ally. And for what? Drugs? which is insane that we are willing to drop one of our top allies in a country we already have an extreme amount of influence in. I mean, an extreme amount of influence in going back years just because of drugs. I mean, you can argue that Colombia genuinely is a closer ally to the United States than a country like Mexico. Yet, the Trump administration is out here threatening them. What the fuck are we doing? He claims that it's because all of these coca fields are being used to produce cocaine. Does he not know that coca leaves also produce other things besides cocaine? It's used in medicine, it's used in tea, it's used in recipes, and so many other things. There's a reason why it's one of the biggest things produced in Colombia, along with so many other countries throughout Latin America, because it has more use than just cocaine. But, I guess with Trump's business mogul mind and the amount of cocaine he's probably taken in his days, that's probably all he thinks happens when they use coca leaves. In other news, Trump is sending the National Guard to San Francisco. Trump has claimed that he has unquestioned power to deploy the National Guard to San Francisco. In an interview on Fox News, Trump floated ideas of invoking the Insurrection Act, claiming 50% of presidents have almost used that. Trump says the difference is, I think they want us in San Francisco. San Francisco is truly one of the great cities in the world, and then 15 years ago, it went wrong. It went woke. Nobody wants Trump anywhere. That's why everywhere he sends ICE and everywhere he sends National Guard troops breaks out in mass protest. And San Francisco is no different. San Francisco very will break out in mass protests if he sends the National Guard there. Nobody wants the National Guard in their city. I mean, it is an invasion of space for one, but it's also an invasion of privacy within that city, not to mention a waste of taxpayer dollars. On top of that, most troops don't even want to be there. Most of these National Guard troops do not want to be where they are. Yet here we are, wasting taxpayer dollars. And Trump should not be doing this. Do you know why? Because he campaigned on cutting taxpayer funding. That's not how you phrase that. He campaigned on saving tax dollars, cutting the deficit, and all those other things. Whatever happened to Doge? Do you think Doge would approve of sending the National Guard to cities that don't need it? Probably not. But hey, let Trump do what he wants, I guess. People are going to protest, which is going to be a great thing. And it's going to continue to expand, I'm sure. As we saw from the San Francisco protests yesterday, so many people came out and protested against the Trump administration. And I guarantee you, if the National Guard ends up in that city, it's going to expand tenfold. In other news, Trump is demanding Zelensky should accept Putin's terms to end the war in Ukraine. Trump has demanded Ukrainian President Zelensky to accept Russia's terms to end the war. He warned Putin would destroy Ukraine if he doesn't agree. In the meeting between the presidents, it turned into a shouting match, according to insiders. Trump was reportedly constantly swearing at Zelensky, throwing maps of the front line across the room, and claiming that Putin would destroy Zelensky, making seemingly another huge flip, as last time the two met, Trump was showing support for Zelensky and the war in Ukraine, saying that he even believed Ukraine could win the war. But that is seemingly no longer the case. Once again, we are seeing a display of unpresidentialness. Shocker, isn't it? Why in the hell are we yelling and throwing a fit at other global leaders? Not to mention the same one he did last time. I guarantee that's probably the reason why we didn't see anything about this on TV. But let's not forget that Russia has failed to win this war. Russia has not won. Russia has failed on a mass scale to win this war. Yes, they have territory in Ukraine, but they have failed to make any other pushes because they are struggling economically as a country, for one, but for so many other reasons. Russia has not been able to win the war in Ukraine. They do not deserve shit, genuinely. I actually thought we were going to see a shift in our support for Ukraine when Trump came out and said that Ukraine could win the war and that the United States was going to support Ukraine and help them. But once again, Trump has decided to suck off Putin. Cannot believe that people's stupidity got a Russian puppet elected into office, genuinely. The fact that people don't know that Trump is a Russian puppet is insane. He is a Russian puppet, plain and simple. I mean, Russia has bailed him out on multiple occasions when he goes bankrupt. I mean, he has ties to Russia for years. For years he has had ties to Russia, even way before he was president. Like, this man knows probably more about Russia's government than our own government. Genuinely, he probably does, which should be a massive problem. We have a Russian puppet sitting in the White House right now. And the fact that that really isn't talked about more is insane. But also, like, I feel like that's probably because most people realize that. And that's also probably, unfortunately, the least, important thing about this administration. But hey, whatever. Anyways, moving on into our other news segment for the night, we have one final topic for today as artillery fired over I-5 damaged a Vance security vehicle. A motorcycle part of J.D. Vance's motorcade and a California highway patrol car were hit by a shrapnel after a 155 millimeter shell was exploded over I-5 during the demonstration for the Marines' 250th year anniversary. Thankfully, nobody was injured, but according to the New York Times, one officer described it as pebbles hitting his motorcycle and then a 2-inch piece of shrapnel hitting the hood of a patrol vehicle and denting it. Can you believe that they wanted to do this while people were actively driving on the highway? Thankfully, nobody died. But, could you imagine if that happened and the danger that people would have been put in if that had happened while the highway was actively being used? People are already pissed because they had to shut I-5 down in the first place. But without a doubt, this would have put someone's life at risk. Somebody probably would have died if this had happened on an active highway. And thankfully, nobody died during this. But Trump clearly does not care about the fact that people's lives would have been put at risk because they were going to do this, whether the highway was being used or not. And that is fucking disgusting. The fact that they are willing to put American citizens' lives at risk for their own enjoyment, for their own display, not only says a lot about the current administration and shows how terrible of people they are, but is something so far from being the president that is absolutely fucking disgusting. And it is shameful. Genuinely, it is shameful. The fact that the president was willing to risk American citizens' lives just because he wanted to have a display is fucking disgusting. And if you support that, you're disgusting as well. With that being said, thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. It's definitely been a very interesting day in the news world. There's a cat right here. Do we want to say hello? Ducky says hello. Hi, bud. He's been hanging out all day. He doesn't like to be held like this, so I'm going to put him back down. But if you're new here, please consider subscribing. All the support would be greatly appreciated as we are trying to hit 500 subscribers before the end of the year. I believe we can do it without a doubt. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. All the support would be greatly appreciated. And if you're on Substack as well, please also consider subscribing. All funds go to me. They help me pay for the things that I need to pay for in college, like my groceries, like clothing, like all that. This is a user or a viewer supported program, so all the support is greatly appreciated. But, as a whole, we're here making a political career out of this. So, if you're interested in supporting Make This Country Better, if you're interested in supporting a future where children actually learn in schools and are benefited by education, if you're interested in supporting a country that actually has free healthcare, we're the only first world country in the world without free healthcare, that needs to change. If you're interested in supporting a country that actually cares about its citizens, drop a subscribe. That's my goal. I want to make America actually a better place. Not make America great again, make America a better place. With that being said, thank you everyone for watching this video, and I will see you all tomorrow.